Hey guys, it's Lauren. If you need help with any writing tips or refilling your creative well, you come to the right place, as I'm a blind author. And today I wanted to talk about conquering self-doubt and writer's block for the AuthorTube Writing Conference 2023. So these are some tips that have worked for me, but don't feel as though you have to use them or use them exactly as I have laid them out for you. Feel free to take them and apply them to your own strength or take them with a grain of salt. The biggest thing is not to compare yourself to others. We are our own person, and it's important to remember that we've all started out where you are, being a new author, or being stuck with a current writing project, or feeling that you don't really know what you're doing. Part of the journey is learning as you go, and trying to compare yourself to others will only encourage that voice in your head that says that you can't do it, and also comparing yourself to others will lead to the temptation to copy others. Also keep in mind that it's important that if you feel discouraged, don't be quick to think that your writing is trash or that you are garbage. Dealing with depression is something that I fall into a trap a lot, and sometimes it's okay to walk away from that project and do something that's still creative, that's not writing. So watching a TV or watching a movie or cartoons or painting or going for a walk. There's a million other things that you could do that might later on help you inspire your writing, but don't feel as though whatever project you decide to do to get away from writing has to tie back into writing. Like, okay, I need to take a break from this project, I'm gonna go for a walk, and on your walk you think of that story. It's like, that's kind of counterproductive. But I think it's very easy to fall into pattern into negative headspace. Another tactic you can try if you still feel stuck and discouraged in regards to your writing project or writing goals. Another fun thing that I like to do is to try a different way of writing. So if you're used to writing fiction, maybe try poetry or flash fiction. I was recently introduced to microfiction, which is when it's 500 words or less, which is different than flash fiction. Flash fiction is 1,000 words or less. So for somebody like me that's a newer writer, that is a good challenge. If you get this idea in your head and you are quick to write it, it's like, okay, how to write this in a condensed way without it being 1,000 words. With that in mind, I would also suggest trying to either write in different genres that you are used to. So if you're one to write in fantasy, maybe try science fiction or horror. And the same could be applied if you are an avid reader. Maybe try reading a different genre than what you're used to, maybe nonfiction, or again, back to poetry. It can also be helpful to set small goals and rewards to help motivate you to want to write. I know for myself that there are times during the day that I struggle with time management, so instead of spending time writing, I end up either watching TV or reading, which I guess can be helpful for writing, but then it takes away from writing. So I've gotten in the habit of setting an hour a day aside for writing, and then if time allows to do more. But it's always good to have smaller goals that you feel that you can achieve rather than having the huge massive goals that feel unattainable, and then you feel guilty for not reaching those goals. I think that circles back to not comparing yourself to others, because I know a lot of people do like a 10K day, and you think, oh, I could get a good chunk of writing done in that if I could reach those amount of words. And then if you fall short of reaching that goal, then you end up beating yourself up over it. So if you set a smaller goal, like 500 to 1,000 words, and then you meet it, you feel good about yourself, and then you can either add to that goal or reward yourself, by taking an hour to read or go for a walk or coffee or candy. Whatever words that match your personality and will help motivate you and push you to keep going. The other thing to take away from this is, as I said in the beginning, that we all start in the beginning of our writing journey until we reach our goal of either having our first book published, or having poems published in a collection, or having a short story or article published in a magazine. But you can't do it alone. Building a community is such a big part of being an author, to help motivate you and push you along when you are at your lowest and you want to give up. I have definitely been there a lot of times, and without the support of those that I've met here on AuthorTube and my family, I probably would have given up writing a long time ago. And I think that's why that motivates me to want to help promote and support other writers, because I know firsthand how beneficial it is to have a community. I think that's one of the great things about the AuthorTube Writing Conference, that it offers a way for so many of us to connect and network, and hopefully, like I said, inspire one another to continue on the path that they're on, and hopefully either have your first publication or the 10th publication. I've seen some people on here that have like 20, 50 books published in their name, which is where I hope to be one day. Another benefit to having a circle of those that you trust or you feel that will help support you is that you can go to them for advice. You can have your work overlooked and critiqued, and I think this is also helpful in motivating you to continue, because not only will the critique help you improve your writing, but sometimes you need validation to know that other people enjoy your work. I know for me, sometimes it's really hard for me to see that I'm a good writer. It helps that other people see that, my work is good. I guess, like I said, dealing with depression and self-doubt, it's very easy for you to get in that negative headspace and think that, oh, my writing isn't good enough and that nobody will ever want to read it. But if you go to people that you look up to and trust, and they really enjoy your writing, and they help push you to continue, I think that's probably the biggest thing to take away from this, is to find your community, find the people that are willing to support you, because it's very easy with social media and putting your work out there for people to tear it down and to find things to nitpick and make you think that your writing isn't good. But if you have those people in your corner to help pick you back up, that will help keep you going and help you get to that end goal, whether that's publication or writing a whole series of books. I think it's important for you to be comfortable with your own writing voice. Like I said, it could be helpful for you to reach out to others to beta read or critique your work, but eventually you're going to have to read what you wrote. Either to see if what your beta readers and critique partners' advice was helpful or not, but also too, that's a really easy way to catch typos or just inconsistencies, is to read your work over and over and over. And then sometimes that can be a little overwhelming and you get kind of sick of your own project. So my advice would be to try a couple of different techniques. You could have somebody else read it to you. You could record yourself reading it out loud. You could, with the help of somebody or yourself, maybe act out the scene. So it would be cool to reach out to the people that are in acting or in live action roleplay. Hint, Nicole, hint, to get some advice on how to block out a scene in your work, and see if that's a creative way to get some feedback on your current work in progress, and if how you wrote it makes sense and is authentic to your voice. Because like I said, it's okay to get inspiration from others, but you don't want to copy them. Another tip of advice that may be helpful if you feel stuck in your manuscript, I've heard some people will upload their manuscript and like a mock-up cover to the book to Amazon to do an offer copy, or to print out what they have written so they could do edits as they do a read-through. Sometimes having it all presented to you out in person as if you were to publish it may make it easier for you to see that finish line, because technically you have a mock-up of what the finished product will look like in your hands, which is pretty cool. Another good thing to bear in mind with dealing with self-doubt and not trying to compare your success to the others, to those that you know in the author community, is not obsessing with how many copies your book might have sold or how many views or likes your post might have gotten. I feel like in a way this is kind of like telling you not to obsess over the expectations or success of your project. And I think that comes back to what success looks like to you as an author. I think that's a very good thing to define for yourself. For myself, success isn't selling 1 million copies of my book. I mean, that's the idea, right? Then we could live off the financial success of our work and not have to actually have a job and just write forever for money. That would be awesome. But looking every day to see how many copies my book sold, and then not meeting that expectation could be depressing and lead to lack of motivation to continue writing. So again, success for me is getting a story out there and hoping that it can inspire somebody else by being able to relate to the characters or the themes in that book. I think a good thing to consider too when you get stuck is to find what works for you. So I know for myself that I am struggling with vision loss, and the biggest thing was finding accessible ways to continue writing. I used to actually write everything by hand, and then I would go back and read it and type it up on a computer and then edit it after it was typed up. But now it's gotten to the point where my vision has deteriorated and I can no longer read handwriting. And if I do try to write something by hand, it is sloppy. So I type a lot of things out by having a magnifier on the screen and high contrast. And I know for some people, they either have used dictation on their phone, so they're reading what they want to type out loud, and then they will go back and reread it and revise it. Where other would have a screen reader with speech to text so that they can audibly hear what they're typing because they may not be able to see the screen well enough to read what they're writing. And I think it's important to figure out what works best for you so that it's not another roadblock or another deterrent to you working on your story. Another good way to help prevent writer's block, or maybe help get yourself away from it, is to have a writing station set up. So a nice space that you feel that you could that you feel like you can get away from the world and have it either filled with good lighting or have access to music that you like or snacks and drinks that you like to help keep you hydrated and not hangry while you're working, because that could be another distraction. And it also ties back into having the right mindset to want to write, because sometimes when you're distracted with being hungry or outside forces like people that you may live with, it can get in the way of you wanting to write. And then a lot of times that's all that you focus on, and then you're mentally drained and you don't want to be creative. But then it's kind of hard to want to work on your project when you're stressed out from outside forces. I hope these tips were helpful for you guys. Like I said, they're just a reflection of where I've come from as far as my writing journey. And like I said in the beginning, feel free to take them and adapt them to fit your personality. And if you guys have any other suggestions or any questions you'd like to ask me, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll be happy to get back to you.